This is the Berman Method podcast featuring Dr. Jake Berman and physician assistant Jenny Berman. We are here to treat problems and not symptoms. Disclaimer, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only and not to treat anyone or to give medical advice. If you are interested in any information that we are giving and would like to use this for yourself, we recommend that you contact your primary care physician or reach out to us and ask us questions about yourself specifically. Enjoy!
Dun, 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 dun. The Berman Method. We are here. Well, not we. I am by myself. I'm running solo this morning. Dr. Jake Berman here. And I wanted to do a whole entire episode talking about my new book, The Berman Method of Golf Performance, the method that is proven to help you outdrive your buddies, hit shorter irons into the green, even if you're 60 plus. The reason why I wanted to talk about this solo today is because we're coming up on Christmas real soon. It's right around the corner. And this is a perfect gift for somebody that you know, because this is pretty much applicable to anybody over the age of 60 that plays golf. The reason why I wrote this book was because over the years of unintentionally specializing and working with golfers with back pain in my physical therapy practice, I started to get the pattern, right? So the vast majority of golfers who golf their entire life or who had been competitive the majority of their life can hit the ball really well off the tee, can usually hit it 250, 260, 270 off the tee through their 50s. And then somewhere around 60 to 65, it's almost like it nosedives off a cliff, the distance, specifically distance off the tee, where it's not uncommon for somebody to be hitting the ball 270 yards and then just 3, 4, or even 5 years later, be lucky to hit it 220 yards off the tee or even 200 yards off the tee. In reality, a lot of the gentlemen that I work with, they're around 175 to 205 off the tee. A lot of the females that we're working with, they're somewhere around 140 to 150 off the tee. I even have some females that can hit their fairway woods farther than they can hit their tee shots, which is a whole different thing that's going on there from the technical aspect. But the biggest thing that I wanted to focus on is losing that much distance off the tee and attributing it to age. When I ask every single one of these golfers, what do you think caused this loss? How can you lose so much distance in such a short amount of time? Every single one of them says, just getting older. It's all part of it. Some also add in, well, my back's been hurting. I'm not as strong as I used to be. My club head speed is going downhill. It doesn't have to be that way. And that's why we coined the Berman Method of Golf Performance, but more importantly, why we developed it. And we developed the Berman Method of Golf Performance because it's really simple. It's not easy. It is simple, though. And here's the equation. You can write this down if you got a pen and paper. Power equals work over time. It's as simple as that mathematical physics equation. It's a law of physics. This is not a technique. I'm not a golf professional. I don't know golf philosophy as far as technical coaching, if you want to call it that. I'm coming at this thing strictly from a biomechanics standpoint. If I can get your body to move better and work more efficiently, the ball will go farther. And it really is as simple as that equation. Power equals work over time. So, where do people go wrong? As most of us know, the body moves very differently before the age of 60 than it does after the age of 60 in general. I mean, there's some freaks of nature out there, but in general, the body moves differently before the age of 60 than it does after the age of 60. The thing that doesn't really change a whole lot is people's swing. The technique might change a little bit, but in general, your swing looks pretty similar at 65 as it did at 55. But if your body doesn't move the way it did at 65 as it did at 55, you're not going to get the same output. In general, the majority of amateur golfers, even professional golfers to an extent, are using momentum to hit the golf ball versus muscles to hit the golf ball. This works out perfectly fine when you have the right technique. Technique incorporates the flexibility and mobility, so the ability to physically get into the positions to do the proper technique. You can get away with using momentum versus muscles. You can write this equation down too. Momentum equals mass times velocity. So it's as simple as that. The mass is how heavy is the golf club. Velocity is how fast can you swing it. Now, if you're a golfer or you know a golfer, I'm sure that you've heard them say, I'm not swinging as fast as I used to. If I could just increase my club head speed. So that means that the velocity in the momentum equation is going down. And then the other thing that happens is as golfers get older, they generally swing lighter clubs than heavier clubs because you just need something lighter so you can swing it faster. So if both numbers on one side of the momentum equation are going down, meaning you're swinging a lighter club and you're swinging it slower, then momentum has to go down too. So there's no possible way to make the ball go farther if you're using the momentum equation. That's why we switch to the power equation. That's why it's so simple. That's why we're getting the results that we do. That's why the average distance that our trainees are gaining off the tee is 25 yards. That's not a joke. That's no BS. You go through one of our tee shot transformation programs, a 12-week program, twice a week for 12 weeks. You're hitting the ball 25 yards farther than you were 12 weeks prior to that. And the reason why it is because it's really simple. We're using the power equation. Power equals work over time. So if you remember what we just said in the previous equation, the momentum equation, now let's go back to the power equation. The only way to increase power in relation to a golfer is to increase the amount of work being done. Work is how much muscles are being used, because the speed or time, how long it takes the club head to get from the top of the backswing to the ball, that's essentially your speed and time. We already established that it's taking longer to get from the top of the backswing to the ball as you get older. It's just natural. That's what happens. So if we're going to increase power, the only way we can do it on this planet is to increase the amount of work being done. And that's where we come in. So you might have been confused over the past 5 minutes, but I'm going to make it make sense right now. If you use more muscles, you're going to generate more power. If you hit the golf ball with more power, it is physically impossible for the ball to not go farther. On this planet Earth, it is a law of physics. If you hit the ball with more power, the ball will go farther. It might not go in the direction you want it to go to, and that's something completely different. That's where the golf pros come in. That's where technique comes in. That's when you have to go to the pro and they straighten your slice out or straighten your hook out, whatever you're doing. The number one thing that I'm doing is I'm giving you the ability to recruit the right muscles at the right time that will generate more power and the ball will go farther. Pay attention to this. I have not had a single person who has gone through one of our tee shot transformation programs that did not hit the ball farther by the end of the program, because it's physically impossible. Seriously, the program is all about getting the muscles to work more efficiently. The muscles you already have, by the way. So this is not a strengthening program that takes 6 months or 12 months. These are muscles that you already have. Let me help you get those muscles that you already have working at the right time, specifically at the downswing, transition from the backswing to the downswing through impact. The ball will go farther. I wrote an entire book on this thing. It's the Berman method of golf performance. The method that is proven to help you outdrive your buddies off the tee. So think about it. That's bragging rights right there. Let's stroke the ego a little bit more. You start outdriving your buddies off the tee, that feels good. You start hitting shorter irons into the green, that's going to give you more chances at par and even birdie shots, even if you're 60 plus. So go to bermanpt.com/book. You can get my book there. There's all sorts of testimonials and other information on this method. If you go to bermanpt.com/golf, there's even a quiz on there that you can take, or at least it should still be there, where you can go through a 10-question quiz and it'll tell you straight up, is it not likely you're going to gain any distance using this technique? Is it likely that you'll gain 10 plus yards using this technique? Or is it likely that you'll gain 25 plus yards using this technique? Because it's that simple. This is an objective thing. I've gone through and I've collected a ton of data, so I can pretty much tell you on day one, this is what you should expect after 12 weeks. So check all that stuff out. I'd love to hear from you. Email me, text me, call me. Check out all these other testimonials. Look at our wall of fame where we're showing off Jim Means. He hit the ball 65 more yards off the tee when he first started with us in July of 2020. He was hitting the ball 220 off the tee. By the time January 2021 rolls around, he was hitting the ball 285 yards off the tee. Now, at the time of this recording, he's consistently doing it. Like, it's not a big deal for him anymore. He's 67 years old, or 68 now. I can't remember what it is currently. And he's playing some of the best golf he's played in years. Last time I checked, well, let's see. He started in July 2020. By the time, I think it was February 2021 rolled around, he had won 3 out of the 5 tournaments that he had played in. These club championships, these tournaments, he won them. So it's helping him be more competitive. It's helping a ton of our other people be more competitive. But more importantly, it's helping you enjoy the game more. You hit the ball farther off the tee. The game is just that much more enjoyable. So I'd love to hear from you guys. We'll be back next week. Jenny will be back with me next week. Thank you for listening to me. Remember, Christmas is right around the corner. Get this book for them. It'd be an amazing Christmas gift. bermanpt.com/golf. All right. Till next time, keep on keeping on.
Thank you for subscribing on your social media and podcast platforms to the Berman Method. Dr. Jake Berman with Berman Physical Therapy and Jenny Berman, Physician Assistant with Berman Health and Wellness. You can find more information on our website, www.bermanpt.com for physical therapy, bermanpt.com/wellness for the health and wellness. You can also find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and on your podcast platform. So be sure to follow us, like us, subscribe to us. And if you would like any further information, definitely visit our website and reach out to us. You may also find our free reports on the websites as well, where you can download this free information for yourself. Have a great day.